and welcome. My name is Meepless, they, he, she, and today's pick is another round of 6 wordless, or nearly wordless, stories told through pictures. Overall content notes for spanking, racial stereotypes, a surprising number of stories that involve people getting their eyes gouged out, loss of limbs, and other sorts of violence. Starting out with the one geared for the youngest audience, we have The Silver Pony, a story in pictures by Lynd, published by Houghton Mifflin Harcourt in 1973. It apparently won the Lewis Carroll Shelf Award and was a Boston Globe Horn Book Award nominee for picture books that year. Ward is better known for his wordless woodcut novels, but I haven't had a chance to get my hands on those yet, so this is where we are starting, with a story of a lonely farm boy and his imagination. The art is nice enough, but between the spanking, characters in some sort of cliché cultural uniform, and the rather simple story, I would recommend people skip this one. Next, we have another wordless picture book. This one is The Flamingo by Guojing, published by Random House Studio in 2022. To summarize, quote, a girl arrives excited for a beachy vacation with her Lao Lao. The girl and her grandmother search for shells, chase crabs, and play in the sea. But when the girl finds an exquisite flamingo feather in her grandmother's living room, her vacation turns into something fantastical. End quote. Guojing is a new-to-me creator who has created a number of wordless picture books. She also works as a concept artist in games and animation. I really enjoyed the selective use of color, the surreal/dreamlike nature of the story, and the family connection across long distance. Transitioning from a children's demographic to a more general to mature audience demographic, then we have The Hand of Black and Other Stories by Martin Cendreda, published by Fantagraphics in 2021. A distinct collection of short stories that work with a rigid page layout and austere color scheme to great effect. The keyword that came most to mind flipping through was destruction. Besides this collection, Cendreda has worked as an animator on Bojack Horseman and South Park apparently. Next, we have the thickest and most oversized volumes to be covered in this video, namely One Beautiful Spring Day by Jim Woodring, published in 2022 by Fantagraphics. Beyond being wordless, I also picked this book up because of how often I see his The Frank book, etc. Flipping over to the official description, quote, these stories are singular rarities in the comic form, both bone-chillingly physical in their depictions of Frank's travails and profoundly metaphysical at the same time. Not since George Harriman's Crazy Cat has the comics language been so exquisitely distilled into pure, revelatory, aesthetic expression. The result is seamless, 400-page graphic narrative that forges a new and even more poignantly realized single story that takes readers deep into the hidden meanings of the previous stories and offers the most full, complete, astonishingly exposition of Frank and his supercharged world to date. End quote. Obviously a lauded series. As a newcomer, it's hard to see much potential beyond the minstrel-styled characters in Orientalist landscapes. Question mark? IDK. Perhaps I'm jumping to conclusions, but that's what I saw. In a world overflowing with far too many things for me to read, I don't think I'll be revisiting Woodring either. A 2022 pick I ended up enjoying much more. The Gull, Yettin by Joe Kessler was published by New York Review Comics. Summarized thusly, quote, the life of an orphan boy is shaped by the devotion of a fantastical gull in this lovingly rendered, entirely wordless comic graphic novel by contemporary comics innovator. End quote. Joe Kessler lives in London and is the art director of Breakdown Press. Oddly violent and gruesome in a way that apparently many wordless comics are, things I enjoyed about the Gull Yettin include the vivid/limited color palette alongside the fun use of line and grid. I apparently rated this 5 out of 5 stars. It kind of reminded me of the parts of Panther by Brecht Evans that I liked, along with the other wordless comic I really enjoyed, The Boxman by Emiri Sakabashira. both of which I have previously reviewed. Finally, we have the most recent wordless comic, 20 kilometers per hour by Woshibai. This edition was published by Drawn and Quarterly in 2023. A cartoonist in China, Woshibai, is known for their extreme minimalism. The TLDR is, quote, a slow-motion drive-by view of a collapsing universe meant to sit in the palm of your hand, end quote. I really enjoyed the surrealist and imaginative nature of the stories, even if the gender felt a bit one-note pseudo-genderlessness, mostly monotone. There was a very interesting and very limited use of color. I ended up rating this 4 out of 5 stars. Bye y'all, keep reading, and stand with striking workers. And Literally Graphic is created on land that should be given back to the traditional landholders, which in this case is, to my knowledge, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, Anishinaabe people, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat Nation.